Hello and welcome to the 2025 CovertGoBlue channel update video. We're gonna get real and talk about the channel. It's been a long time since I did one of these and got a lot of updates. Got a lot to share with you guys and let you know kind of what's happening here, what's gonna go on in 2025 and beyond, hopefully. So let's dive right into it, shall we? Around this time last year, I made a video talking about retirement. And since that video, I believe I said in that video that I needed to find ways to keep the daily videos fun and keep Magic fun. And I think I have succeeded in some ways and I've failed in others, and that's going to require some changes. So let's talk about it. And you got to start with kind of the core of the channel, what the channel's always been, at least up to this point, the daily MTG Arena videos. And yeah, you guys can probably tell if you've watched me over the years that there is a range. And when I get into a place where I'm not having very much fun with Magic Arena, the videos definitely aren't, it's a lot of similar ideas. Standard is as Standard has been for quite a while, and you can probably already start getting out your pitchforks and your keyboard warrior commenting about that this is going to be another video where CGB complains about Standard. It feels like I'm the one who took crazy pills because everybody else seems to think Standard is great and they have fun playing it, but everybody else doesn't play Best of Standard every day, Best of One Standard every day, except for a few other people, and they seem to understand where I'm coming from. So I accept the internet's judgment because I have no choice, but also don't try to understand. We're talking about extremes here. Creating a great format for everybody isn't the same as creating a format that can be played every day without somebody losing their mind. And I do feel like I'm losing my mind with Standard. I really do. Standard has just kind of become so predictably boring to me that it's scary. It's scary because it's always been my favorite format, and it's been the thing that this channel was kind of built upon. So I feel I owe the viewers a certain value proposition, right? They probably subscribed. If they've subscribed over the last 5-6 years, they probably subscribed with the idea that I make a Standard video every day. And that changed last year as I started making a lot of different videos. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But I definitely don't believe it will work out for much longer that there's a daily Standard video every day. Standard has its peaks in viewership and its peaks in enthusiasm and its peaks in what I can take, and those are usually when Standard has something fresh to explore. New sets drive Standard for me. So I am fully committed and fully expect to, with much enthusiasm, I expect to cover Standard when it's fresh, when it's new. When a new set comes out, we're probably going to do multiple weeks of like Standard devotion, so to speak, with some Commander videos and some collab videos sprinkled in there. Once we get past that initial rush and the meta again settles into a very specific narrow group of decks, if I don't have a great idea for a Standard video, I don't think I'm going to make one. I will make a video. I am not sure exactly how I'm going to entertain you, but I'm going to strive to create something entertaining, but I don't want to force Standard any longer. I don't want to hold that proverbial gun to my head to make a Standard video today. As much as I love it when it's fun, and as much as it's the sweetest freaking job in the world, I do feel like I let everybody down when I make ho-hum another Standard video, when I have other things I could share that I'm really excited to do. Brawl falls into that category. Even other formats. I might even play Best of 3 Standard just to say I gave Standard the full try to see if it could engage me again. I'm going to give Standard every chance to engage me and keep me, so I keep making Standard videos. But if it fails, I'm going to do some other stuff because I don't want to be a boring Standard machine. I think you guys can understand that. So that is what's going on with daily Standard videos. Can you believe that Streak 2.0 is longer than the initial streak. The first streak, for those of you who are around during my daily streak during COVID that started so long ago, that streak ended at 1,057 days of consecutive content releases. Streak 2.0, my return, came on January 27th, and since that day, every day I have released on some channel, not always on my channel, but on some channel on YouTube, some form of content entertainment for you guys. That streak 2.0, that started on January 27th, 2022, is now at 1,104 days. So we've actually gone longer, and I didn't call attention to it because it was a mounting pressure and a thing to deal with last time, and it's a mounting pressure to deal with this time as I still try to make content for you every day. I want the person out there just looking for something to click to always have me as an option. Keep me in mind, right? I'm not a beta though. I'm not, like, respect me. That was awkward. We'll just move on. So yeah, it's been a long streak. The streak continues. It may not always be standard. I'm going to try to really devote to formats that are exciting, and let's talk about that. On the official Magic the Gathering Arena YouTube channel, I did get contracted this year to make a video every week. So you will find a video on the official Magic the Gathering Arena YouTube channel every weekend, usually posted Saturday or Sunday. Sundays, I think right now, are what they're doing. So you'll always find a gameplay video there if on the weekend the other videos I release, or if I take a day off on my channel. Make sure that you subscribe to that channel so you can watch my videos there. They're created in the same vein with the same kind of gusto and style as the videos here. So if you like the videos here, subscribe to the official Magic the Gathering Arena YouTube channel, because once a week there's a video there that you would probably like. When I started thinking about like a schedule, trying to get on a schedule, something predictable for you guys, my first thought was I could do daily MTG Arena gameplay videos during the week, Monday through Friday. And then on the weekends, I can release the other content I want to release, like collabs, Worst Possible Commander Show, those podcasts, story videos, things like that. But then I quickly realized that holding myself to those timing restrictions wasn't going to work, because at the end of the day, this channel is driven by a content release schedule, right? And if there's a big announcement in Magic and we do a podcast about it, it has to come out right away. Now, maybe I can just say there are exceptions, but in the nutshell, giving you a firm schedule, it's never a firm schedule. That is going to be the general philosophy I'll try to take. For those of you at work who watch my stuff on your lunch break or as part of your weekday routine, I want to have a gameplay video for you every day of the week. That is my plan, Monday through Friday. Then on the weekends, I want to release the other stuff that I mess around with, including the collabs, the Commander Show, the podcast, the story videos, etc. That schedule will not be strictly adhered to. When there's a good reason to release something on a different day or time, I'm going to do it. So don't hold me to it. It's the general idea in my head, but I'm going to have to break that schedule often because things change quickly. It's a fast moving business that we have here. So then let's get to the non-MTG Arena gameplay videos. The Worst Possible Commander Show, the collabs with Rare and Simo, Voxy, my friends. These honestly saved the channel. They're so much fun. And in the right context at the right times, they're very successful, which is awesome. They are more expensive to produce, which creates a challenge, but these are the types of videos that I really enjoy, and many of you have really enjoyed. Thank you to everybody who's here, also from other communities. They've grown the channel in a way that I had thought my kind of growth days as a channel were behind me. So these things very much kept me going this year. They're what I really love to do. So they will continue. Worst Possible Commander Show in particular, the crew who works on it is now, I have the producer and the editor, Brent, working with me. It's their full-time job now to work the show. So taking care of a team and supporting a team is something that I did back in my first business before I was a content creator. And now I'm back in doing again. And it means I have to find ways to hustle for the dollar, and we'll get to that in a minute. But the Commander show isn't going anywhere. As long as the cast is into it and we're into it, we're going to keep releasing it. And when new cards come out, and I've mentioned this a few times on the channel, new cards in all sets are like for Commander. You can go through the spoiler for the new set Aether Drift right now and highlight a ton of cards that are really cool that'll never get played in Standard. Standard's just too narrow, too intense. Standard feels closer to Modern than Standard. It's like the avenues for like keeping control of a game before it snowballs out of control are so narrow that a tap land on turn 1 can be your game over. It's you miss one little second of interaction and nothing good happens. So every 5-mana legendary from a new set, like the new Duretti, who looks really cool, is basically wasted cardboard if you don't play Commander. In Commander, everything's possible. You can deck build and create kind of theme episodes that make anything something that can be exciting and fun in Magic. And I do love sharing that. I have no interest in getting rid of that. And when a new set is coming out, like Aether Drift, we've been lucky enough to have multiple opportunities to work with Wizards of the Coast to get cards early so that we can get things recorded and release them before the set is even totally available to the public. So you guys get an early look at the cards in action in a great setting to see how they play. I love that. My gosh, it makes me so happy. I've said a few times, and I'll say it again, I think my favorite thing to do in this business is make Commander shows with my friends. It is awesome. Strongly recommend, but very expensive and a ton of work. It's kept me out of the office more than I ever anticipated. Now that we have the studio that used to be Lantern Games in Traverse City, the space is strictly just a studio now, and I end up spending a lot of time and effort around those things, and so does my team. So it's a lot more work, but it's a lot more rewarding. It fills the heart, and it's fun to share with you. And when we have those opportunities to make Commander episodes and get those out to you guys to show you the new cards in a Commander setting, we're working hard to do it. That's why you're going to get 4 episodes of our Commander show before the cards are even like officially released, featuring decks with the new cards in them. And then we're going to play even more decks with the new cards on the Commander show upcoming, like for the next few weeks with Aether Drift as well. So you've got another Aether Drift episode on the way. So yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. And when a set is new, but it hasn't come out on Arena yet, you know what I mean? That window of time where we know all the cards, but Arena hasn't updated. It's like a 2-week window. During that time, we're going to try to release more Commander episodes featuring the new cards and hold off on the Standard videos for a little bit. And just kind of pause on those a little bit until the new set's on Arena. And then we go hard into Standard again. Lots of Standard when the new set is, in fact, on Arena. So we're still doing early access. The day you're watching this, Aether Drift early access is tomorrow. Then it launches on Arena the following Tuesday. We'll do a launch day stream, which I always love to do, as well as videos all about the new set all the time. So that stuff isn't changing, but it's in the weeks right beforehand. Like last week, if you're watching this the day it comes out, last week we released 2 Worst Possible Commander Show videos, and we've got 2 more on the other end of this week. So there is going to be extra Commander content for you when a set is new. Awesome, right? Well, we have guests again. The most viewed episode of the show was Rare and Voxy Crim coming on the show, and I am proud to announce that we will be doing some guest episodes in the future, and not ready to say much more about that, but I'm excited to have my friends out and play Commander with them some more. It's gonna be great. Well, I do other card games again. We did Shadowverse Evolve. I absolutely loved making that video. I like the Shadowverse game, and Sai Games and Bushi Road really liked our work. So it is expected that we will be doing some other card games in paper form in Worst Possible Commander Show format as well. There's talk about a few games coming out that people are very excited about. I'll have more to share on that in the future, and especially when those episodes are sponsored, it makes a lot of sense. So yes to the more paper card game, things like that. Info. Are you guys taking notes? Do you have a lot of notes? I hope you have notes. Anyhow, What's up next? The collabs. The collab videos, like learning about Yu-Gi-Oh! And Hearthstone with Simo and Raren and showing them those things about our game. I love these videos. I don't think they're going anywhere per se. They're changing a little. So the format, there's only so many cards I can show like somebody like Rare until he knows what he needs to know about Magic. And then I think that the content of those episodes goes down. But we had good success with the episode we did talking about Aether Drift. So I like the idea of showing my friends the new cards and seeing what they think about that as people who play other games. So the format will change a little just because we've kind of played the game. You know what I mean? I've showed them a lot of like the old classic cards I wanted to show them, and we can't make new classic cards to show them, but we can show them the new cards, which I'm really excited to do. So we're going to keep working together. That's the long and short of it. Check out Simo's channel, check out Raren's channel, check out Voxy's channel, the people I've been doing collabs with. We'll keep working together and finding ways to do that because it's fun and I really enjoy it. The podcast, CovertGo Pod, I'm still trying to nail down exactly how I want to do it. It's a thing I'm passionate about and want to do, and we're going to keep making episodes of it. One of the challenges to the podcast right now is finding an affordable way to edit it compared to ad rev that it earns. So I'm going to be kind of analyzing how much is it worth it from a financial standpoint, but it's fun, and I like talking to my friends, and I will either do that in a way that gets released as a video for you because of editing, or I'll just do that on my own time. You know, either way, I'm going to talk to my friends about new cards. But I want there to be a podcast, and still in my mind, someday it's on platforms like Spotify, so you can listen to me at the gym and things. I've always missed the Arena Craft pod. I want to bring it back together in some way. I hope I get to. So I'll keep on inviting on guests and making little podcast episodes from time to time, especially as things happen. It was not a great time to try to have a podcast in December and January when almost nothing is happening in Magic, and I'm sure that will change. All right. Story videos. If you like the story, check out the Lore of Aether Drift in 9 minutes. The story of Aether Drift in 9 minutes, the new video that my wife Gina worked on with my editor Edwin, who likes to make these things. We've got some interesting ideas. There's less Magic story this year because of the release schedule, but we're going to do more of the kind of mini Magic documentary videos like the This Is Mono Red video that we released very recently, the Deckmasters Mono Red video. I think we're going to have to do more videos like that. You guys seem to like the history of Magic type experience videos. So I usually make about 2 of those a month is the general plan. Thank you to everybody who supports them. They don't have the viewership that we're looking for right now, but I like making them because it's different from just kind of like daily here's a deck experience, and it has the potential to live forever and be found by people who are getting into the game for years to come. Then we have streaming. Guys, remember when I used to stream like 4 days a week? Oh my God. How did I ever do that? Streaming on Twitch and streaming on YouTube and streaming on both. So dual streaming, it's all the rage. Lots of people are now streaming to both Twitch, YouTube, and other places all at once. Multi-streaming. I hate it. I don't like it. I feel conflicted between which chat to look at, and then when I talk to somebody in one chat and the other chat doesn't know who they are, and especially since one chat is often delayed more than the other, people aren't seeing things at the same time, so I don't feel the same kind of flood of reactions when things happen. It just doesn't feel right. I don't feel right. And I have a merge chat option through Streamlabs desktop that I tried. Didn't like that. It was still it was like, it would give you, the chat would be rolling and then it would just freeze. Nobody would say anything for a long time. And then it would all flood in at once. Very, very buggy thing. Not fun. And the more I've thought about it and tried to figure out how and when to stream and where to stream, now that's also a question. It was hard enough to figure out the like when to stream. Here's the way I want to do it. There are some streams that make sense because people will watch the YouTube VODs. A good example recently is Glarb. The Glarb video is me playing one deck in one format, Historic Brawl, for the duration of the stream. That 2.5 hour stream is a great VOD because anybody who likes Glarb and likes gameplay can tune right into that VOD. And as a result, the stream might get like 3,000 views while it's live, but then afterwards you can see, like right now, I think it's like approaching 10,000 views. So people do watch those VODs quite a bit. Those make sense on YouTube because those are good VODs. Then you guys can go watch VODs and enjoy VODs. They make sense to be on the YouTube platform. If I am going to play like a number of different decks, or if I just go live kind of without a plan, as I do sometimes, and like, yeah, what should we play today? What should we do? That makes sense for Twitch, because then we can cut the Twitch, the long stream up, a longer Twitch stream, into VODs of specific types, as you see many creators do. And then we can put those on YouTube individually, and they can cover daily videos, which buys me time to work on the other things I have to work on. So those kind of streams will probably be on Twitch. So I cannot promise you which platform I'm going live on. And if that is stressful to you because you want to subscribe, but you don't want to subscribe on both platforms, or become a member on one platform and subscribe on the other, I understand. I get it. You subscribe on the one. If you feel compelled to subscribe, do it on the one that makes sense for you. And if you find it frustrating to be on the other one, you can subscribe to neither. This is what I have to do. I can't please everybody on this one. I'm very aware of that. This is what I think I have to do. It makes sense for my content and where I'm at and how I approach live streaming. I think that it is a more personal journey than people realize when they just look at you as like, just do what somebody else does. Doesn't really work for me. Other things, if I'm on Twitch, I can play different kinds of music. If I'm on YouTube, I can't. So on a stream where I'm chilling and playing, like, say, some Beats by the Midnight, as you might remember, yeah, that will be on Twitch, not YouTube. If I'm doing React content, watching a Wizards of the Coast announcement video, if that gets claimed on YouTube, so I have to do that on Twitch and not on YouTube. So it does make sense to follow both. It does make sense to join the Discord and see where I go live, because it won't always be the same place. But I have a reason. I'm going to have a reason for why I go live on platform A or platform B, and what it's trying to accomplish. That is the best I can do. It's not a guarantee of where, when, and it's definitely not a schedule, but I'll do my best with the time that I have. Woo! Events. We're getting to, don't worry, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm getting through a bunch of things I wanted to cover and hopefully bring you all up to speed without as much drama and emo as some of my update videos of the past, and plenty of ramble. So MagicCon's coming up. I am sponsored at MagicCon, which is really exciting. I have a Dan event. So look for CovertGoBlue in the events search function. I'll try to also remember to put a link here in this description to that. Like, it would really help if you signed up for my event. It would make it likely that they sponsor me to go to MagicCons in the future. I've been attending them on my own dime, and I've been enjoying, honestly, getting to meet all of you and shake hands and play games and sign some Mesa Falcons along the way, right? It's a great time, and I get to hang out with my friends. I love MagicCons. I'm probably going to go to them regardless. But it's a whole other thing to be a sponsored MagicCon attendee. This one in Chicago is my first one of those, so consider joining the event, and we can all play Dan. If you never played Dan, it's easy at first, but the strategy is deep. Honestly, it feels the closest to chess that Magic is. It's such a blue format. I think you guys will really love it. When they first pitched it to me, I was unsure, and then I tried it, and I'm like, oh yeah. That's me. It is a bizarre version of the game. The prof has a really good video on it if you want to check out Tolarian Community College Dan. Search for that on YouTube. But if you want to get a heads up, but honestly, you should join. It's going to be a blast. And I'll see you guys at MagicCon. I also have some meet and greets that I'll announce in the future. And that brings me to sponsorships, channel sponsors. Oh my goodness. So there's a few. Let's talk about it. I've never been a Patreon Kickstarter crowdfunding guy. I've launched it. I've done it. I've pretty much always done things like Patreon because I felt like I should like I should. And I do appreciate my patrons. Thank you to everybody who has ever signed up for my Patreon, and for the people who are still there. Holy cow, you guys have supported me so much. I appreciate it. You can sign up for Patreon. I do appreciate it. I put the money into making content for you. That is the general direction of all of this. I want to make more content, whether it's the Commander Show, the collabs, the podcast, all of it. I want to put the money into content that you will love. That is the plan. That's the great plan. I could take the money and run a long time ago. Didn't do it. Not gonna do it. But on that note, my background in like online sales, I know how much money is spent on online advertising. I know it's insane, and I know that if I can get a little slice of that it can fund the channel, and that I can do it without requiring a lot of money from all of you. So I've never been as much into figuring out Patreon or Kickstarter or other crowdfund options as I have been about getting advertising money. And there's going to be more ads and more sponsored stuff on the channel, but it is with good intention. It's to make the content that you guys will enjoy. And I know that people find ads invasive or something. I know that you can skip them. I hope you've noticed, we try to put work into them to make them somewhat entertaining. I have a great editor, Neil, who was a fan, who made some awesome videos for like near the end of the streak, some of those really sweet videos, the Jin Gitaxis, he's known mostly for that. And he works on these ads, and we try to do it in a way that is entertaining while also fulfilling our advertiser overlords' requirements. So thank you to those who watch the ads. Thank you to those who click on the links for the sponsored videos to check out the ads. And thank you to those who click on the things for the channel sponsors. I have 4 channel sponsors right now for this year. I'm going to name those really quick. CoolStuffInc.com. I think this is my 5th or 6th year with them. They haven't gone anywhere. They run the CovertGoBlue HQ. Promo code CGB5 to get a discount. Awesome sponsor there with Cool Stuff Inc. They are not going anywhere, and I appreciate them so much. At the end of the year, Ultimate Guard abruptly ended our sponsorship relationship, which I didn't expect. Did not, it kind of felt a little bad, but that's life. It's business. And Dragon Shield has stepped up here for 2025 and taken up that spot in the sponsorships. So Dragon Shield, they have already launched a promo code CGB5 that gives you a discount off everything on the Dragon Shield website. And if you use the links that I have in my description, it does create a kickback to me, to the channel, that I then use to make more content. So if you're going to buy Dragon Shield products, do it from their website, use the promo code CGB5, and use the link in my description. Several of you have already done it. Again, email for every referral, and I already see you guys lighten it up. Thank you very much. That means a lot. I know that we need many sleeves, and we need many kind of revamps, like things to put our collection in, binders, deck boxes, and I'm happy to work with Dragon Shield. I met them a few years ago at a MagicCon, and I was really surprised, humbled, excited to learn just how much they were fans of the channel. Like, that was really cool that they watched my videos for fun before we had any business relationship. So I think we're going to have a good relationship, and thank you to Dragon Shield a lot, because I was hurting at the end of the year, but things turned around in a big way. Drip Shop Live, God, I love the launch events. It's really cool that they pay us for the cards that we give away. So when we give away 24 collector booster packs, Drip Shop Live bought those packs for us to give to you. I think that's a really good way to get some cards in the hands of fans. And you guys, you should try it out. Come by the launch stream. The next one is the 15th, I believe. It should be a Saturday. So come out on the 15th for the Aether Drift Collector Booster giveaway sponsored by Drip Shop Live. And the more people come to that, the more likely we'll keep doing in the future. And there are many things you can say about sponsorships. You can be cynical of all the capitalism, but at the core, when you're giving away packs of cards to people who may not otherwise buy them, I think that's a good thing. I think that shares the love of Magic. So come to the Drip Shop Live Aether Drift launch event on the 15th of the month. I might have said April. I definitely meant February if I did say April. just things going through my head as I do this off the cuff. Thank you for being patient. The fourth channel sponsor, kind of a low-key sponsor, is Moxfield, who I've been putting my decks on their site. I've been working with their collection organizer for a while, and Moxfield is a really good sponsor. You can find all my deck lists there, and I recommend them as a deck list site. I used them before I was sponsored. I'm really grateful to be sponsored. I'm always like kind of like they kind of came to me and was like, hey, thanks for sending us so much traffic. We want to do a sponsorship, which is in many ways the opposite of how sponsorships usually go, where you have to go to them and work out paperwork and things like that. They've been very cool to sponsor the channel, and they're going to do it for another year. This will be the third year for Moxfield. So thank you to Moxfield. All right, those are the ongoing sponsors. I also need to talk about the YouTube integrations. So these are the videos where, I say something into the intro, brought to you by boot.dev, and then I throw it to an ad that is about, 90 seconds, and then you're into the gameplay. These are paying very well, frankly, and we have a lot of demand and requests for them. I've never had this much demand for ads on the channel, so they are going to continue to go up because it does help us pay for our studio space. It does help us pay for all the things we need to produce the video content for things like the Commander Show, and it works. It works in a big way, and it's less that I have to worry about in terms of like seeking out crowdfunding or asking for YouTube memberships or doing live streaming and subathons, things like that. Instead, I can be like, hey, I can do this integration. You guys watch an ad for 60 to 90 seconds. Great. They are not going to come back unless people check them out. So I'm not saying do this as a charity to me, but if you see me do an ad for Helix Mattress, I really do have one. It was awesome. They sent me a bed. It really is good. If you are thinking about a new mattress, or if that's in your range, I would really appreciate if you click those links and just check it out. Just check it out. You don't have to don't do anything you wouldn't do on my account, but I do say, please watch enough of the ad to get the gist. And if there's any part of you that's like, I might like this, click the links. Same with boot.dev, the courses on coding. Same with all of the sponsored ads that I'm working on. These companies are putting a lot of money into the channel. That helps me make more content for you. You don't owe them anything. You don't owe me anything. Like, the content is yours. Enjoy it. But if there is even a part of you that's like, this might be sweet, you can click the link and check it out. And I also have a Discord channel just for sponsorships, where I put up all the different sponsors I've had for the channel and the links you can click to attribute your traffic from my audience. Because if it's something you would want anyway, something you were thinking about getting anyway, and you go use my link, then there's a chance they come back and sponsor the channel, and we all help each other. That's the gist. You don't have to. There's some of you are going to bristle already. Maybe you're already typing me a manifesto in the comments of why sponsored ads are bad. I'm not telling you to do anything you don't want to do. I respect you. You are my audience. I am glad you're here. Thank you very much. If I haven't said that enough, let me make very clear. Thank you very much for watching my videos. It's crazy. If any of this stuff appeals to you, if they did their job as an advertiser to get your attention, please check them out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And maybe it should go without saying, but I feel like there's going to be more of them. And I do want you guys to know. There's also going to be playing some sponsored games. Yep. If you like the game, check it out. If you don't, you can leave all the, I will encourage you. I'm probably preaching to the choir. We're 30 minutes into a ramble video. The people who are leaving comments like, I hate this, and going off on me for playing a game that's not the same game, they're probably not here watching right now. But in case any of you are ever tempted to do such a thing, you're welcome to leave your opinion. But being upset that I'm playing a different game when the game paid for spots on the channel that I then use to keep making Magic content, this is a happy synergy event that we can make happen. Let's be happy instead. We can be constructive about it, I think. I think that's fair. I hope that's fair. You guys have always let me know when the content wasn't what you wanted or wasn't at the standard you expected, and I accept that. I always will. I do respect you guys. I do. So you'll leave the comments you want to leave, but I'm telling you, A video like this exists to let you know the why, the thought process behind that. This is done with intention. I know what I'm doing when I do these sponsored content pieces, and it's to afford to do other content pieces in the future. And I find this process more exciting than the daily play a standard I don't really want to play and then leave, because it gives me something to build on, something to work for. It gives me like a purpose to keep this all happening. And that can't be understated. So while I was on this channel about a year ago being like, I'm burning out, I might need to retire, I could just make this much money by playing Magic this many times and retire. This year I'm here like, hey, here's the things we're doing. Here's the projects we're working on. Here's how we're going to pay for them. And while I didn't give you the full business plan, because I'm not quite that organized, but I have a direction. I've got a place and I'm going there, and I'm sharing with you like the idea. So let's do a big overview. I will do a lot of standard when standard is fresh, and hopefully I'll cover all of the decks that I think are amazing. And then if I run out of standard ideas, I'm not going to force it with another standard video. I'll play Brawl, I'll play another game, I'll play something, but I'm not going to force standard in a place where I don't want to play standard. Whenever a cool deck comes out and wins a tournament or something like that, yeah, I'll probably go back to standard for a minute and play it. I'll probably try other formats. I'll probably even try best of 3 to really give it the best shot before leaving standard until a new set comes out. But that's the idea. You'll probably have a standard like 2 to 3 weeks after release that is like very focused, and then you'll probably have some kind of a break. I intend to release a gameplay video Monday through Friday so that the working crowd has something for their routine, and then on the weekends release commander shows, collab shows, podcasts, other content that you guys can consume in a different setting on the weekend. That's usually longer form in nature and consume as it kind of works for you. That's the plan. I will have to break the plan often because things change often in this business. Don't forget the official Magic the Gathering Arena YouTube channel. There's a sponsored video every weekend, so if you love the gameplay, make sure you check it out there. Worst Possible Commander Show is going to keep happening and is going to have a lot of focus on new cards when the cards are fresh, so that you can see new commanders in action, cards from the new set in action before you even buy them. So that's really cool. The collabs with Rare and Simo and other friends will continue. I can't wait to do more with them. They will change somewhat in their formats as we try different things, but I think you'll love it. The podcast is going to be hit or miss. I've got one scheduled for this weekend. I recorded one for last week, but it's going to kind of revolve around how that fits into all the other content I'm producing, which might be a challenge. So I'm not fully committed to like a weekly podcast or anything. It's as it comes as we want to do it. The story videos are about 2 a month, and some will focus on Magic history and some will focus on new lore when available. Streams will either be on YouTube or Twitch, not both, and it will depend on the type of stream. Focus streams on a specific game, on a specific deck, will probably be on YouTube, where the VOD can live and get views, and games and things that are like reactionary that might get claimed on YouTube will be on Twitch. Streams that are more variety or will be very long will be on Twitch, so they can be cut up to be posted in various videos on YouTube. MagicCon, expect to see me at MagicCons, especially Chicago. Please sign up for my Dan event. Check that out on the link that I'm going to drop in this description. The sponsorships, the channel sponsors, please support Cool Stuff Inc., promo code CGB5. Dragon Shield, promo code CGB5. Drip Shop Live, the next live is on the 15th for Aether Drift. We're going to give away Aether Drift collector boosters, so come get some. And then Moxfield. Thank you, Moxfield, for hosting the decks. And finally, there's going to be a lot of YouTube integration ads, more than I've done in the past. There's a lot of demand for these right now on my channel. Gotta strike while the iron's hot, because you don't know if it'll stay hot. Thank you for your patience, and if any of them speak to you a little bit, then please click the links and check them out and use my codes, because that encourages them to come back and keep supporting the channel so I can keep contenting for all of you. And thank you for watching this ramble video. This was freaking long, 40 minutes of talking. I'm tired, voice no go. But I want you guys to know it wouldn't be here without you. I love you. Thank you. Of all the things you could watch, you choose to watch me. I do appreciate that. I respect all your opinions. You can leave me comments. You can let me know all of your feels about all of the things. I totally understand, but you have at least my motivations for many of these things, so hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. And thanks for taking the ride with me. Let's have a really great 2025 with no talk of retirement, damn it. You're cool.